Today we're going to review a quick skill that you may or may not have seen emphasized in Algebra 2. So it's just called Composition of Functions, and it reviews function notation. So this is what it looks like. It can be written as f of g of x, where g of x is inside that parentheses. Sometimes they also use this open circle. So f of g, Fogg and Goff. You might have heard these terms before, but you might not have, depending on your Algebra 2 curriculum. So when it's f of g, g is getting plugged into f of x. When it's the other way around, f of x is getting plugged into g of x. So I'm going to show you what those are. We're going to need this skill when we look at inverse functions coming up. So here's f of x, here's g of x. If I just ask you f of 8, you're going to take 8 and just plug it in right there. So 2 times 8 plus 9 would give me how much? 16 plus 9 is 25. So I plugged in a number 8 and I got out a number 25. Same thing here, f of 2. So I'm going to take 2 and plug it in. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 9 would give me 13. Now, what if I said g of 7? Great, I just take 7 and plug it into this x in the g function. So this is the name of the function. It helps me identify which function. So 7 minus 8 gives me -1. Here's this new thing called function composition. So in part D, they want you to take this entire function x minus 8 and plug it in for x in the f function. So when it was f of 8, I plugged in 8. When it's f of g of x, I'm going to plug in all of g of x. So 2 times x minus 8 plus 9. So let's take some time and simplify this. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -8 is -16 plus 9. So my final expression would be 2x minus 7. So now what if I do it the other way around? So what if I take f of x this time, which is 2x plus 9, and plug it into g of x right there where I see x. So it would be 2x plus 9, so that's that x, and then I'm still subtracting 8 at the end. So this simplifies a little bit easier, 2x plus 1. Now, did those functions come out the same? No, they both have a 2x, but they have a different constant. So nope, those are not the same function. And you're going to see something special when we talk about inverses. It's going to come out the same function regardless of which order you put it in. All right, so let's try one more together, and then you're going to complete the bottom guided practice to end for today. So f of x is 1/2 x minus 8. So if I plug in 8 for x, 1/2 times 8 would give me 4. And 4 minus 8 would give me -4. So this would actually be a good time you pause the video, try these remaining 4 questions, and then check your answers in just a minute to make sure that you know how to do it before you get down here. So, all right, so I'm going to say the answers now. So plug in 8 into g. So I'd get 2 times 8 is 16, plus 16 would give me 32. G of 0, so I would plug in 0, so I get 0 plus 16 is 16. All right, so here's my new part, the composition. So I'm going to take g of x, which is 2x plus 16, plug it in for that x right there. So I'd have 1/2 times 2x plus 16, subtracting 8 at the end. So I get x plus 8 minus 8. X plus 8 minus 8 simplifies to the expression that's just x. Let's go the other direction and see if we get the same thing. So I'm going to take f of x and plug it in into this equation. So 2 times parentheses 1/2 x minus 8 plus 16. So I get just x minus 16 plus 16. Also simplifies to x. So when we start talking about inverse functions, f of x and g of x are undoing each other, so those are inverse functions. I got the same function of x when I did composition two different ways. Just something to notice. We're going to talk about that in more depth a little bit later. All right, so now all I'd like you to do is try 3 and 4 so that I can check how you did on your composition and upload 3 and 4, using the assignment in Google Classroom. Thank you.